Happy Tuesday, and time to check in with meteorologist Jennifer Lambers. Tracking some rain across the area this morning, raindrops on all the cameras, so a wet start.
That's exactly right. Yeah, don't forget that rain gear. You're going to find yourself quickly needing it, but the good news later on today, we turn a bit more isolated. So in case you do have any of those afternoon, evening plans, sports practices or games, things are looking up. We just have to get through this morning. It's going to be wet and soggy all across the Gulf Coast before more of these showers begin to track further inland. Now here's a look at what that looks like out there. So we're already starting to see some of that rain beginning to break apart in Mobile and Baldwin counties. More of that pushing into Greene and George counties in Mississippi. Washington, Clark counties just beginning to see some of those waves. But looking in closer, Chunchula up towards Citronelle, noticing more of those moderate showers. But Saraland and West Mobile closer towards the airport, things are starting to dry out. Midtown as well, and Dawes looking a lot better. On the eastern shore, still tracking some of that just closer towards Daphne, Spanish Fort, and Fairhope, but Foley, Gulf Shores looking a lot better, and Dauphin Island just a very light isolated shower. On the Florida Panhandle, really destined through Fort Walton Beach and Navarre, it's been staying pretty quiet out there, so that's going to be the good news. But as mentioned, expecting more of these showers to continue to track further inland. Now coming up in just a little bit, I'm going to talk more about your forecast, but for now, let's go ahead and get an update on those traffic conditions in case you're stepping out the door anytime soon. And we are starting to notice that green on the map there. That means that we got some slick roads out there. Looking into Mobile just a little bit closer, still seeing that congestion on I-10 eastbound right near Range Line Road. As we do take a look at the Bayway, heavy congestion for going to be that westbound travel. Eastbound travel moving smoothly on the eastern shore, just your typical congestion there on 181. And then on the Pensacola side, heavy congestion as you're heading into Pensacola on I-10 eastbound. And so here's those drive times in case you're heading out across the Bayway anytime soon. Eastbound 8 minutes, westbound 18 minutes. Take the Causeway. I'll keep you updated if there's any changes throughout the hour. Eric. Well, taking another look at our forecast at this time and a live view over downtown Mobile from our social experiment camera. Traffic is moving smoothly there on Government Street. Still just noticing some of that rain falling, some slick roads out there. Just make sure that you are driving carefully. But coming up in just a little bit, I'm going to be talking more about your forecast, what we're tracking, and also a look at your extended outlook that shows some cooler air on the way. Those details are coming up when we come back.
For Lambers, who's been tracking some rain, it's all behind her on that radar.
That's right. A rainy start this morning, Jennifer. You saw it very early this morning.
It really has been a rainy start to the morning. Sarah and Eric, what we're tracking right now is now just starting to see some breaks in that rain coverage, which will be the good news, but still experiencing some of those slick roads out there. So if you're heading out the door anytime soon, just make sure that you're driving carefully. Looking in just a little bit closer, starting to just see some of those showers pushing in closer towards Choctaw Bluff. Repton, Evergreen also just experiencing some of that light rain. So it's going to be traveling right along I-65. Northern Mobile County closer towards Citronelle, Mount Vernon, and then also Atmore, Flomaton, Century, and Bruton all getting in on some of that rain action to begin for this morning. McDavid, Chumuckla down towards Molino and Cantonment. Moderate rainfall, central Baldwin County near Loxley, tracking through Daphne and Fairhope, and then even across into southern Mobile County. Grand Bay, Bayou La Batre, things are beginning to look a lot better, especially down in our coastal areas. We're turning more dry, and that'll be the trend heading into the rest of today. Still some isolated showers possible, but the higher rain chances for you were earlier this morning. So timing things out in our future cast, we start off right now. Really pretty picture of what we're starting to see at this time. More of those showers will continue to push further towards the north. It's into Mobile, Baldwin counties, the Florida Panhandle, turning mostly quiet. There's still just some of those isolated showers moving through, so it'll come in waves. And then later on for this evening, that's when we're going to start to see some of that rain coverage beginning to turn much more isolated and possibly just lingering heading later on into tonight. Now the rain chances over the next 5 days, it's 50% for today. It'll stay that way heading into tomorrow, and then just a heads up, Wednesday into Thursday, we could possibly see some of those stronger storms. The reason for that, a warm front lifting in, a a cold front moving in right behind us, so we have some unstable air out there. So that's going to be leading to the potential for some of those stronger storms. But the good news behind that cold front, we're going to start to see some of those clearing conditions and some better temperatures in the wake of it. Now, coming up in just a little bit, I'm going to talk more about those stronger storms that we're keeping an eye on Wednesday night into Thursday morning, plus also a look at your 10-day outlook that shows some much better air on the way. Those details are coming up in just a little bit. Sarah.
More on that.
Thank you, Vanessa. Exactly. In case you are heading out anytime soon, we are starting to see some wet roads out there. Taking a look at your traffic tracking map, all of that green is going to be some of those wet conditions out there. Also, just an update that was an accident on I-10 eastbound right near Range Line Road, but traffic seems to be moving smoothly. Still some sticky spots inside Wallace Tunnel, but I'm going to talk more about your forecast and those rain chances coming up when we come back.
Jennifer talked about the rain this morning when she came in, how much she had seen along the causeway.
Yeah, and hopefully we start to see things dry out a little bit, Jen, in terms of driving. We are seeing some ponding and puddling on the roads.
That's exactly right. So make sure in case you're heading out anytime soon, you're driving carefully. I keep mentioning it. Yesterday, I saw about 5 different accidents all along the interstate and even some of those side roads just while I was heading home. So again, take it easy, take it slow, put plenty of distance between you and the vehicle in front of you, because we're still noticing some of that low visibility out there just looking from the eastern shore towards downtown Mobile, but traffic still moving smoothly out there right along the Bayway. Those temperatures resting in the upper 60s, but still some high humidity, so not feeling that refreshing. Now, timing things out, we'll start to see more of that rain continue to push further inland by late morning. So our Mississippi counties, Washington, Clark, Monroe, Conecuh, even Escambia County in Alabama, going to be seeing the higher rain chances closer towards lunchtime into early afternoon. If you notice, Mobile, Baldwin counties, the Florida Panhandle, just some very light isolated rain chances out there, mainly seeing some of that cloud cover, even experiencing more of that sunshine by the second half of today. That's why the Florida Panhandle is looking at some warmer temperatures in the upper 70s. We'll stay isolated heading into the overnight hours, but the highest rain chances closer towards Mobile, Baldwin, the Florida Panhandle, it was earlier this morning. Now they're going down. Our inland spots, however, you still have late morning and early afternoon to see some of those increased chances. Now the temperatures heading into today, a little cooler, courtesy of mainly that cloud cover and the rain chances. We'll be staying steady in a range of the 70s, but we are also looking ahead. Now, a heads up, I mentioned this earlier that we could possibly see some of those stronger storms Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Now, the reason for that is that we're going to have a warm front that's going to be lifting up from the south. It's going to be increasing that instability out there. And then there's that cold front that's going to be draping through early Thursday morning. And so because of this, SPC does have our area in that marginal risk zone for some of those strong to severe storms, some stronger storms possible, some gusty winds, but also that isolated tornado threat cannot be ruled out. It's going to be important to stay updated with us on Fox 10 Wednesday night into Thursday morning. But coming up in just a little bit, I'm going to have a final look at your full 10-day outlook. Those details are coming up in just a little bit. Sarah.